Do you ever notice how some men walk into a room and women can't stop noticing them? Not because they're flashy, not because they're rich, but because there's something invisible about them. A pulse, a force, an energy that seems to magnetize attraction without them saying a word. That's what I'm going to reveal to you today. Why certain men awaken a woman's chase instinct the second she senses them. And once you understand it, you'll never be the same. Women are wired to feel energy before logic. Before she even speaks to you, before she hears your voice, she feels it. Some men are carrying it, whether they realize it or not. Confidence, calm, purpose, and a spark of mystery. That spark doesn't come from a line in a dating manual or from mimicking someone else. It comes from a deep, unshakable sense of who you are. And that's what triggers the chase. When she senses you are emotionally independent, self-assured, and intentionally unbothered, she feels a pull she can't explain, and her mind begins to chase what her heart already wants. Here's the truth most men don't see. Women are not thinking in words at first. They are feeling in waves of energy. You could say the right thing, dress perfectly, or follow every dating tactic. But if your energy is weak, inconsistent, or desperate, she will feel it, and her desire will vanish before you even know it. But when your energy radiates calm dominance, subtle playfulness, and emotional independence, she is drawn in unconsciously. This is why women chase the men who seem untouchable, elusive, or unknowable. They don't chase what is easy. They chase what challenges their curiosity and excites their emotional senses. It starts with your emotional presence. Women are sensitive to emotional authenticity. When you are grounded, present, and intentional in your interactions, you transmit a signal that says, I am my own world. I don't need a validation. I create my own reality. That signal is electric to her senses, and it bypasses her rational mind entirely. She may try to ignore it. She may pretend she's not affected, but deep down her body and subconscious are reacting, calculating, chasing. This is why a man who feels uncertain, insecure, or needy will rarely trigger the same reaction. Energy isn't about words. It's about the invisible weight you carry in your presence. Now, let's talk about tension. The energy that makes women chase you is never passive. It's a subtle balance between warmth and mystery, approachability and untouchability. You never want to overexpose yourself emotionally. Vulnerability too early signals availability, not challenge. But when you master the art of controlled emotional exposure, she feels intrigued and her mind starts projecting fantasies about who you are and how it would feel to be with you. That projection is what fuels the chase. A woman chases not the man in front of her, but the man her instincts are telling her exists behind the mask she senses, but cannot fully understand. This energy isn't something you fake. It's something you cultivate. It's a byproduct of a man who is constantly improving himself, who lives by his own rules, and who respects the power of subtlety. The women who sense it will find themselves caught in an invisible pull, wanting your attention, craving your presence, chasing the rhythm you set without you ever asking. And once she's chasing, she's emotionally invested before she even admits it. So tell me this. When was the last time you truly felt your energy and carried it like it belonged to you? Not just your appearance, not just your charm, but the raw magnetic pulse that women feel before they even meet you. If you haven't, it's time to awaken it. Let's dig deeper. Now that you understand women feel energy before words, the next step is mastering how to cultivate that energy so it's irresistible. This isn't about acting tough, pretending to be someone you're not, or memorizing lines. It's about being so anchored in yourself that your presence alone communicates power, calm, and intrigue. Start with emotional independence. This is the cornerstone of magnetic energy. Women instinctively chase men who are not desperate for attention, approval, or validation. Think about it. If a man constantly seeks her approval, she senses the imbalance immediately. But if you are emotionally independent, fully engaged in your own life, your work, your passions, she subconsciously feels that you are a prize worth earning. This isn't arrogance. This is self-respect in its purest form. It's the energy that whispers, I am complete on my own, and yet I choose to share a moment with you. That whisper is intoxicating. Next, master the subtlety of controlled vulnerability. There's a delicate line between being closed off and being mysterious versus being entirely inaccessible. Women chase the man who lets them glimpse fragments of his world, but not all at once. The smallest reveal, the brief pause, the hint of something deeper under the surface creates curiosity. Mystery is not manipulation, it is restraint. The ability to hold back just enough that her instincts start to crave understanding, to crave connection with the part of you she senses but cannot fully grasp. This is the magnetic pull that makes her chase. Physical energy matters too. Confidence isn't just mental. It's reflected in your posture, your movements, your tone. Stand tall, speak with conviction, and move like someone who owns his space. The subtle ways you carry yourself, steady gaze, controlled gestures, calm breathing, communicate security. Women read these cues instinctively. A shaky voice, fidgeting, or anxious movements broadcast a lack of inner strength which kills attraction before it starts. But when your physical energy aligns with your emotional energy, you become a force that is felt before it is seen. Then there's emotional mastery. Women are finally attuned to emotional shifts. And nothing is more magnetic than a man who can remain grounded under tension, who doesn't overreact, who laughs at the chaos instead of being consumed by it. This is not coldness. This is strength. It's energy that says, I am not dependent on how you feel or what you do. I create my own emotional climate. That energy sparks pursuit because she instinctively recognizes that your calm center is rare, valuable, and worth chasing. Finally, purpose fuels energy. Women feel it instantly when a man is living with intention. He's not aimlessly drifting. He's building, creating, conquering challenges. Purposeful men radiate a forward momentum that women cannot resist. That sense of direction communicates security, stability, and a subtle challenge all at once. She senses the difference between a man who reacts to life and a man who commands it. And her instincts compel her to engage, to chase, to wonder how she fits into this force of energy that seems almost untouchable. So, here's the truth. Cultivating this energy isn't complicated, but it requires discipline, self-awareness, and consistency. Emotional independence, controlled vulnerability, physical presence, emotional mastery, and purposeful living. These 5 pillars are invisible, yet they ignite the unconscious desire in women to chase. The men who master them aren't just attractive. They are magnetic, almost untouchable, leaving women intrigued, compelled, and chasing without realizing why. Ask yourself, are you living with energy that draws her in, or energy that pushes her away without knowing it? Because the moment you shift this, everything changes. Now that you understand what magnetic energy is and how to cultivate it, it's time to project it in every interaction. Because here's the secret most men miss. It's not enough to feel it internally. You must broadcast it subtly, consistently, without trying. Women sense authenticity, and any attempt to force energy backfires immediately. The first layer of projection is presence. Being present doesn't mean dominating conversation or trying to impress. It means being fully engaged in the moment, fully aware of your surroundings, fully grounded in your own energy. When you speak, make eye contact that communicates confidence, not aggression. When you listen, do so with intent, but without hanging on her every word. Women feel this presence. It signals stability and security. It tells her, here is a man who owns himself and yet chooses to interact with me. That choice is magnetic. It triggers her chase instinct because she senses she must earn access to your full attention. Next is energy pacing. Magnetic men do not rush interactions. They create an ebb and flow, a rhythm of tension and release that keeps women engaged. You mirror their energy without losing yours. You allow silences to linger, smiles to linger, touches to be brief yet intentional. You never overexpose yourself emotionally, and you never reveal all your depth too early. That subtle restraint creates intrigue. She begins to chase because her mind is constantly trying to close the gap between what she feels and what she sees. Every pause, Every measured word, every controlled reaction is a silent invitation for her to pursue you. Humor and playfulness are critical tools here, but not just any humor. Subtle, confident, teasing energy that challenges her and entertains her simultaneously. Women feel attraction through emotional stimulation first, logic second. When you make her laugh while maintaining calm, mysterious energy, you are sending a signal: I am comfortable in my world, and you are welcome here, but only if you engage on my terms. That balance of challenge and comfort activates her pursuit instinct. She will chase not because she has to, but because she wants the validation of earning moments with you. Your energy in social settings matters too. Women are drawn to men who are magnetic even when they are not directly interacting with them. Stand apart from the crowd, not in arrogance but in calm confidence. Be approachable yet selective. Smile at her when appropriate. Make subtle gestures and maintain a presence that conveys purpose and self-possession. She will notice, she will feel it. And that feeling sparks subconscious desire, prompting her to initiate, to reach out, to chase. Finally, remember the unspoken language of energy. Women read micro-expressions, tone shifts, and subtle body cues instinctively. A slight lean forward, a controlled pause, a playful touch on the arm. All these send subconscious signals of dominance, confidence, and availability under your terms. Women respond to energy before words. And these small, deliberate cues amplify your magnetic pull without seeming manipulative. Here's the critical point. Projection isn't about being someone you're not. It's about aligning your internal energy with your external behavior. If your energy is strong, your confidence anchored, your purpose clear, and your presence commanding, every interaction becomes an opportunity for women to feel drawn to you. They chase because your energy is rare, intentional, and intoxicating. So reflect for a moment. Are your interactions broadcasting the energy she craves? Or are they draining, confusing, or needy? Because mastery of projection is the difference between a man she notices and a man she chases relentlessly. Now that you know how to cultivate and project magnetic energy, the real mastery comes from maintaining it over time. This is what separates men. Women chase briefly from men who create obsession, intrigue, and long-term desire. Because here's the truth. Energy isn't a one-time trick. It's a lifestyle, a consistent way of being that women instinctively respond to. The first step is consistency. Women are incredibly sensitive to fluctuations in energy. One day you're confident, playful, magnetic. The next, anxious, needy, or reactive. That unpredictability destroys attraction. If you want a woman chasing you, your energy must remain anchored regardless of external circumstances. Calm in chaos, steady in uncertainty, unwavering in self-possession. This signals a man who is emotionally unshakable. And nothing triggers pursuit like the sense that a man's inner world is stable, secure, and completely under his control. Next, understand the power of emotional scarcity. Magnetic energy thrives on subtle absence. If you're always available, texting immediately, over-explaining yourself, or giving too much, you dilute the attraction she feels. Women are drawn to challenge and mystery, not convenience. Let her feel the subtle tension of not having instant access to you. Your energy must communicate. I am fully occupied, fully alive, and my attention is earned, not given freely. That scarcity amplifies desire because it mirrors her instinctual need to invest in something rare and valuable. Control your reactions. Women chase men who don't overreact. This doesn't mean indifference, it means emotional mastery. If she tests you, flirts elsewhere, or provokes insecurity, your response matters. A magnetic man remains calm, measured, and confident. He does not chase, he does not beg, he observes, he maintains his energy, and he lets her subconscious chase him. That controlled response communicates strength and self-possession, and women feel it immediately on an instinctual level. Purpose continues to fuel energy over time. Women feel it when a man is actively building, creating, and expanding his life. Purposeful men do not rely on a woman for validation or excitement. They create their own. This sense of self-sufficiency is addictive because it mirrors the primal pull of a man who can provide security, excitement, and leadership simultaneously. When she senses that your energy is driven by ambition and mastery, she instinctively wants to be part of your orbit. That chase becomes an ongoing dance of pursuit, curiosity, and emotional investment. Finally, maintain controlled intimacy. Magnetic men know when to give attention, when to tease, when to withdraw slightly, and when to connect emotionally. Women chase not just what is exciting, but what is emotionally stimulating in measured doses. The push-pull dynamic of giving enough warmth to create longing and withholding enough to maintain mystery keeps her emotionally engaged and chasing. She begins to anticipate your attention, craving the moment she earns, rather than the moment she takes for granted. That is energy that commands desire. So here's the essential truth. Attraction is not built on words alone, gifts, or fleeting charm. It is built on a consistent, anchored energy that communicates confidence, purpose, and mystery at every level of interaction. The man who masters this is magnetic, not because he's flashy or loud, but because he embodies a force that women feel instantly and cannot ignore. Now ask yourself, can you maintain this energy not just for a night or a week, but as a standard of who you are in every interaction, every environment, every relationship? Because that mastery is the invisible key to having women chase you. Not temporarily, but relentlessly. Now we arrive at the most powerful piece, the part where energy transforms from mere attraction into irresistible pursuit. This is where a woman doesn't just notice you, she chases you, thinks about you, and wants to earn your attention, without even realizing why. And it all comes down to mastery of your presence, actions, and subtle cues over time. First, understand that attraction is not static. It is a constantly evolving emotional dance. Women chase energy that challenges their curiosity, stimulates their senses, and ignites emotional tension. If you've mastered your internal energy, projected it confidently, and maintained it consistently, the chase begins naturally. But to keep it alive, you must create peaks and valleys in emotional intensity. Moments of connection should feel electric, while moments of absence or subtle disengagement create longing. This balance is what makes a woman invest her mind and heart in pursuit. It's the rhythm of desire that she cannot resist. Next, leverage the subtle art of anticipation. Don't reveal all your thoughts, feelings, or plans at once. Let her sense depth without fully knowing it. Let her wonder. Let her imagine. Let her question. This is what keeps her engaged on a subconscious level. When she feels she's glimpsing just a fragment of who you are, her instincts compel her to chase. The mystery isn't deception, it's controlled revelation, a way to maintain intrigue while remaining authentic. Your energy also communicates boundaries, and boundaries are magnetic. Women chase men who respect themselves enough to say no, who are selective with their attention, and who prioritize their own lives. Boundaries create respect and admiration. When she senses that you will not bend to demand or neediness, her subconscious identifies value and pursues the challenge. Energy without boundaries is empty. Energy with boundaries becomes irresistible. Playfulness remains essential. Tease, flirt, and challenge her subtly. Emotional stimulation triggers pursuit because women respond to energy before logic. The interplay between warmth and playful resistance creates tension that she wants to resolve through chasing you. Every smile, every subtle touch, every confident glance is an invitation to engage, but on your terms. You are the anchor, the spark, and the prize all at once. Finally, always tie energy to purpose and self-mastery. Women are drawn not just to how you make them feel moment to moment, but to the overall force you represent in life. A man who grows, creates, and conquers challenges, signals security, excitement, and value. That is energy they feel instinctively. Your internal energy must align with your external life. Ambition, discipline, and emotional control reinforce the magnetic pull. The chase becomes inevitable because she senses that to connect with you is to engage with a force larger than herself. Here's the ultimate truth. The energy that makes women chase you isn't about manipulation or superficial tricks. It's about becoming a man whose presence, emotional independence, and purpose are undeniable. Women feel it instantly. They chase it unconsciously. And once she's chasing, she is invested emotionally before she even realizes it, craving the connection she feels but cannot yet explain. Now take a moment and reflect. If you could measure the energy you carry on a scale from 1 to 10, how consistently do you radiate confidence, calm, mystery, and purpose? Write your number in the comments, like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear this. Because once you understand this energy, your relationships, your confidence, and your life will change forever.